Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fiscal Talk. My name is Milica, and I'm a marketing manager at Fiscal Solutions. And today with us is also my dear colleague, Nevena Glogovac. She's a legal consultant at Fiscal Solutions. And I must say that in previous episode, we started with Belgium fiscal system, and we were talking about the HoReCa system and specific requirements around it. So I think that we should continue today. Nevena, hello, how are you? Are you ready to give us some spicy information?
Hi, Milica. Great to see you again. And yes, absolutely looking forward to it.
Okay, great. So I'm ready, straight to the point.
Let's go.
So, okay. So my first question would be, are there any mandatory receipt elements in Belgium?
That's an amazing question and one that our clients are very interested in when we're doing workshops. So, to answer shortly first, yes. So I think back in 29, there was this royal decree that was passed. It's called the Royal Decree on the Definition and Conditions that need to be met by a cash register system in the HoReCa sector. And this royal decree, which is literally just like any legal act, it mandates what kind of fiscal data or transaction data needs to be printed on the receipts and stored in the memory of fiscal devices. So we do have some mandatory receipts, mandatory receipt elements, but I do need to note that they can differ depending on the type of the receipt, the type of the transactions, and some even differ depending on whether the taxpayer is using just one or several cash registers in their premises. So, yeah.
Okay, great. Can you give us some more information about those elements,
Yeah.
please?
So, I think anybody who's familiar with fiscalization will recognize some of these elements. They're pretty general. So, for example, you have some sort of VAT receipt designation or label that's just going to say this is a VAT receipt, of course, in the relevant language. Then you'll have a fiscal receipt number in a specific format. It's generated by the cash register system. Also, the date of issuing, the time of issuing the receipt, some general information about the taxpayer, the ID of the operator, so the person who's operating the cash register, also cash register ID, and cash register system ID with the production and version number of the software that's installed in it. Also, some details like the payment methods that were used by the customer, some transaction information, again, something pretty standard, stuff like items, price, VAT amount, VAT rates, discounts if there are any that are applied, and the change that was given back to the customer. And then we have some technical data that I'm sure our technical consultants would explain better than me, but generally speaking, it's the alphanumeric data, and it's some sort of some of the algorithms that are generated by the cash register system. And also we have the control data, and this is generated by the control module. So these are just some, let's say, general elements.
Okay, great. You mentioned the technical consultants, but I know that you guys from legal department must also understand those technical requirements,
Yeah.
so you can have like the whole picture of one system and how does it function. So
Exactly.
I get it's not really easy. It could be sometimes complex,
Yeah.
especially when we have some change or, you know, definitely. So my next question would be, we know that Belgium recognizes multiple languages as
Yeah.
official. So is there a specific language in which the receipts need to be printed?
Right. So I think this question becomes important at the moment when the tax authorities decide to perform tax inspections with the taxpayers. So they can come on premise and they can ask for a translation of specific receipt in a particular language, of course, not a random language, but a particular official one. So generally speaking, the receipt should be in the language of the area in which the company's register office is located. So that would be either French, German, or Dutch.
Okay, always accurate and clear. Thank you.
I try to be.
Because today seems like we are talking only about the receipts, I
Yeah,
have also one more question around it, and that is about the layout of the receipt.
right.
Are there any mandatory rules in regards to that? Because we know that fiscal laws often define that part too.
Yeah, so I'd say that it is partially defined by laws and by the technical documentation, because I've seen multiple examples of receipts and they do look quite different, but some information has to be in a specific place. One example would be the receipt label or designation that I've mentioned. It has to be either on the top of the receipt or on the bottom of the receipt, depending on the type of the receipt. So that is just one example where things have to be fixed.
Great, great. Thank you so much. I
Thank
think
you.
that will be all for today. And I must say that in the next episode, we will probably talk about the certification process because
Yes,
certification is always one interesting and complex topic, especially for the retailers. So that will be very interesting for everyone who has been with us today. Stay with us next Tuesday also and hear what Nevena has to say about the certification process as well. Thank you, Nevena, once again for your time and for answering all of our questions.
of course, anytime.
Great. Thank you so much. And everyone, if you want more information, go check out our fiscal portal. Bye.
Bye.